Alright, we got some gas. Hopefully the camera is working because I put it in a different position with a different mount that I got. And last time the audio was not working, so hopefully the audio works this time. So I wanted to talk about a couple things. I wanted to talk about the trip that I took to Tennessee. This is pretty much going to be the last video regarding that, but I really wanted to talk about because it was such a great time. It was a fantastic time. And you know what? A lot of people visit this place. So I figured, you know, after the fact, after I recorded multiple videos and, you know, I had a wonderful time there with my family, I figured that, you know what? I talk about it for a little bit and share some opinions and let you know how I felt about it. Now, if it's your first time here in the channel, make sure you subscribe. Hit that notification bell. Let me know what you think down in the comment section below. And as I'm having this conversation here with you guys, gotta fix my microphone. Feel better there. I'm gonna be sharing some B-rolls and things like that so you can see what I was doing and all that good stuff. So I got three main things that I want to share with you guys that happened, right? And again, the first one is gonna be the traffic. And I'm not talking about traffic, I guess not really traffic, more like the travel. There we go. Be prepared to travel through some crazy conditions, right? And if you're from Tennessee or anything like that, you're probably laughing at me right now. You're probably saying, what are you talking about, Fabian? Is okay, you know, that's what we do every single day. I totally get that, but look at this. Look at how flat this place is. Extremely flat. I'm here in Florida, and again, you know, being in Florida, we don't deal with mountains, we don't deal with none of the stuff. And I'm gonna tell you, again, being from here is pretty scary. And if you're driving at nighttime like I was, and then later in the morning you realize that you're way in the mountains, there's really a lot of locations didn't have no guardrail and things like that. So it was pretty insane, right? Like, you're driving to this street in the middle of the night, and then in the morning time you realize that there is a cliff next to you that, you know, the wrong turn would have killed you. So be aware of the traffic, of the travel. If you could travel in the middle of the day, to me it would be so much better. Really so much better. It would be a wonderful time, right? And again, going into the mountains, once I hit North Carolina, and majority of the time was actually North Carolina, going into Tennessee, there were some highways that there was no lighting at all. Really no lighting at all. So it was very difficult to drive by. It was very difficult to maintain, you know, a good speed with no lights. A lot of curves, a lot of twisties and things like that. And again, it's just a different place, so you got to be aware of that. So the drive is going to be a big one, and be aware of that stuff. And then the next thing to do is going to be the budget. And again, if you have a ton of money and you don't care about the budget, maybe this is not for you, right? But if you went there with a budget in place, just be advised that there may be a chance that you may increase your budget or you may pass your budget very, very quickly. So again, be aware of that, because my budget that I took, I legitimate, you know, went through that budget in no time. So let me tell you how it went. First of all, we stay in a beautiful cabin, right? And the cabin has 3 different floors, and you see the cabin right here as I'm talking to you guys. And it was just such a wonderful cabin, right? I did a whole tour. You can look at the tour down in the description below with all the videos that I did in Tennessee. So again, the cabin was gorgeous, really beautiful time. We had a great time playing pool. The kids did, you know, watching movies, you know, sleeping comfortable. It had everything that you could think about. It had plates, forks. I mean, again, everything that you can legitimate think about. It was just a wonderful state. And really, the cabin itself, it wasn't crazy expensive, you know, like, I don't really remember how much we paid, but maybe, you know, a couple $100 a night, like $200 or something like that. Maybe it was cheaper than that, I don't remember. But again, the cabin was gorgeous, and it was really not that expensive, but you do pay some extra fees, right? So you're gonna pay a cleaning fee, and you're gonna pay a couple other fees that it kind of adds up. So when you see the price, let's say 170, 180, 200 bucks a night, you may be like, oh, I could stay there 3-4 nights, be under $1,000. Just know that you're gonna pay some cleaning fees, and you're gonna pay other stuff that, you know, it sucks, right? So again, and it is what it is. And when you leave, they do leave you kind of like a checklist for you to do. If you don't, they will charge you more money as well. So keep that in mind. But again, to me, the cabin really wasn't the biggest budget, because we knew that already. We budget for that. And not only we budget for that, but we also budget for the food and all that stuff. The problem is when you go, and again, really not a problem, but maybe me, because I wasn't aware of this. Again, I guess it didn't plan, so maybe it helps one of you guys. But there are so many different activities, right? Many different things to do. For example, you could go into the Sky Bridge, right? And you could walk through this bridge, and highly recommend it. It was just such a wonderful time. Again, you're going to see it right here. Me, Fabian, and little Manny went through it, and we had a wonderful time. I mean, it was a very, very unique experience, right? Something that you don't get to do all the time. You really don't get to do that. So again, I don't mind paying the money for it. I just wasn't aware of all these different things that you could do, because probably I didn't do my research. So if you're watching this video and you're doing your research, man, good on you. That's what you're supposed to be doing. But again, you know, the bridge was about $30-something per person. So if you have a family of 5, right there, you're looking at about $150 just to do that, right? So that was something that we did. There's another thing called the Space Needle. The Space Needle was a little bit cheaper, but it still was about maybe $80-90 for the entire family. And what we did was that we took an elevator and we went up there. And again, you're gonna see some footage. You see beautiful Gatlinburg, just a beautiful place, really fantastic place. And again, we had a really good time. There was a couple other things that we did as well. The mounted coaster, it was amazing. I had a really, oh my gosh, it was really a good time. Actually, I'm gonna cut to a little clip here so you guys can see it. Here we are. Just gorgeous place. Look at this. Really, really gorgeous. Backward. Oh man, this thing is going fast. Alright. Woo. This thing is going really fast. Oh gosh. If you know me, you probably know I don't like roller coasters. Okay. Oh Lord. Okay, way too fast. Hopefully I don't lose my GoPro in this game. Oh gosh. Oh my gosh, it's cold. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to be brave here. So there you see me being all silly, and you know, if you know me, you probably know I don't like roller coasters at all. So again, that was me going outside the box and trying to have fun with the family, right? So again, that was another like maybe $70-80 too. So my point is that it adds up really, really quickly, right? And not only that, every single time that we went to that spot right there, it was about $20 to park. So again, not complaining at all. Had a fantastic time. I enjoyed it myself. And if you work hard, spend your money, man. Go and spend some money with your family and enjoy yourself. This to me, the money means nothing. It was just a fantastic time with the family. But nevertheless, you know, if you plan yourself, just keep that in mind, right? Because you don't want to, you know, get yourself in debt, or make sure that you take your children and then you got to tell your boys or your girls, no, we can't do that because it's too expensive. So again, if you know what you're going to do from the beginning, it's going to make sure that you have the money available to just have a blast. And to me, that was a blast. I mean, that Sky Bridge was so awesome. The Space Needle was so awesome. The Mountain roller coaster thing was amazing. I mean, we had such a wonderful place. We went to a couple other restaurants that were so fantastic. But again, it's going to be a little bit expensive, and you kind of have to be aware of that. So again, so you could enjoy yourself to the best and not having some issues where you cannot, I don't know, you cannot do something because you can't afford it or something like that, right? So again, by the way, if you don't know, I just came out of work and I'm meeting up with the family because we are taking Christmas picture. So again, meeting up with the family, I'm gonna show up there, take some pictures. We got like a 15-minute appointment. They're gonna be gorgeous. And then driving back to go home, I mean, actually to go back to work and finish my shift for the day, right? So again, it is what it is. I'm just blessed that I'm able to take off from work for about an hour to come here and do some pictures with the family. And the way back, I'm going to be listening to my radio, not playing with this camera at all. What a gorgeous day. All right, so I promised you guys 3 things, right? So number 1, the travel. Make sure that when you go on your ride, be very careful. Mountains are high. There could be an accident and things like that. So just be aware of that. If you could travel in the daylight, do that. Number 2, be aware of your budget because, again, you know, a lot of things are very, very expensive and you need to be aware of that. And the last one is really know if there's a hospital or something in case of a emergency. Unfortunately, one of my boys, you know, had a small little accident and I had to go and take him to the doctor, and you know, it was fine. But again, you know, being away from home and not knowing the terrain, not knowing where you're at, not knowing the location where places are and things like that, it could be in a way a little bit stressful. So knowing where places like a Mediquet or maybe a hospital, in case something happened, you can go, to me, is definitely a good idea. Alright guys, I want to leave you with this. Gatlinburg was an amazing place, beautiful place to go with the family. I had a really, really fantastic time. Man, I'm going to tell you, I wish I could go back soon. I love camping, I love cabins, and I love being in the mountains. It was really a gorgeous time and a gorgeous place to go with the family. I appreciate you guys watching, and as always, God is in control.